Hey guys, it's Tony. I just thought I'd try a fun experiment here and tell you a story because I've had some crazy, wild, unexpected, fantastical experiences in my life and a lot of really crazy opportunities. And I thought it would be fun to just tell a story about one of them. And one of my favorite stories is the movie that never happened that was tentatively called Skate Jam. And it was to be a sequel of Space Jam. And here's how the whole thing happened. In 2003, Warner Brothers called my agent. I actually had a few agents at the time, which is even stranger, but he was my film and television agent in Los Angeles at William Morris. And Warner Brothers called him and said, we would like to pitch Tony on a movie called Skate Jam that he would star in with all the Warner Brothers characters, Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, Tweety, Marvin the Martian, my favorite, by the way. And would he be interested? And of course, I was interested, yes. And so they were working behind the scenes to create a storyline, to create imagery, and it seemed all very rushed for some reason. Which I didn't really understand why it had to be so rushed. And I was about to leave for Australia, coincidentally, to do a cameo in a movie called Deck Dogs. And if anyone has seen it, I apologize. But it was actually a kind of a fun experience. And it was an independent film. And I guess I felt like I was doing the crew a favor by being in it, but I thought it was kind of a clever script and whatever. I did it, and there it is. And we shot the whole thing in Maroubra for a week, but I digress. So they wanted to meet me, and they had a date in mind when all the producers could all get together. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm leaving that day for Australia. And they said, where are you leaving from? I said, LAX. And they said, well, we'll meet you at LAX. We'll meet you at the restaurant, which used to be called Encounter. It's that sort of dome restaurant you always see in photos of LAX. So they all literally met me before my flight. I came up with my bag and my skateboard, and they had rented one of the rooms near the dining room, but it wasn't that far off from everyone else. And they had brought storyboards, and all these studio heads were there, and they started pitching me on the whole thing. Storyline, they had artwork, they had a guy doing voices, so he's telling the whole story of what this thing could be, and then he's doing the voices of all the characters, and it was honestly surreal. I couldn't believe this is all happening, and I kept looking at my watch like, okay, I'm gonna have to get on my flight soon, but this is probably the coolest thing that could ever happen, so I should probably stay, hang out here and give them the time. And then they finished, and it was more everyone looked at me like, am I into it? Yes, of course I'm into it. This is amazing. Riley, my oldest son, used to watch Space Jam at least once a day when he was really young. I used to have the whole dialogue memorized. MJ, all that. And so I was super excited. I left the meeting and with my bag on my way to the terminal, and my agent followed me, and he said, yeah, these guys are serious. I mean, they have a contract already. You're going to get $1 million up front. And I was like, what? You don't even have to pay me to do this, but awesome, crazy, okay. And they said, but at the end of the meeting, they said, well, we are going to do, we have just finished a movie called Back in Action, and this is to reintroduce all the Warner Brothers characters to the movie-going crowds because they haven't been seen since Space Jam, and that was going on almost 10 years or 8 years or something. And so they said, yeah, this is the reintroduction. Brendan Fraser's in it, Back in Action. This is going to blow up, and then your movie will be the next one in line for the line of movies that will happen with all the characters. And I was like, sweet, let's go. And so I flew to Australia, spent a week there doing deck dogs in Sydney, came home, and there were no more calls returned about Skate Jam because Back in Action did not do as well as they'd hoped in the box office. I think I wrote it down. It cost $80 million to make. It did $68 million total in ticket sales through the course of the whole movie. And I've heard many people say they love Back in Action. I honestly, I haven't seen it, but I heard that people did enjoy it, and I guess it failed in their eyes, and then everything was off the table. Any movies that were starring their characters were done, and that was it. Skate Jam died on the vine, and I came home, and they actually didn't return any calls. I mean, it was very Hollywood. It was very Hollywood in the sense that this is definitely happening. You're getting all this money. We're doing it. We're hiring you. And then no one returns a phone call. I don't know. It was really crushing for me. It was obviously it would have been amazing to be in that type of film and have that kind of legacy. I mean, just to be on par with MJ, with Michael Jordan, to have done something like that would have been crazy. I mean, I've had amazing, incredible experiences since then. I don't regret it, but it was kind of the big thing that got away in my life. That and a cameo on Sesame Street that I was lined up for. I was going to do a whole segment on Sesame Street with Grover, and I broke my pelvis a week before the shoot, and then that was over too. But the whole thing with Skate Jam could have been amazing. And hey, I'm still ready. I'm still here. I'm still skating. Let's go. Come on, Warner Brothers. What's up? Round 2, right? They're doing a Space Jam 2 or something? I'm not really sure. Anyway, that's my story, and I have many others, and maybe we can make this a regular thing going forward. So now I'm reading your comments. Tony and MJ duo. I have never actually met Michael Jordan. I bought an autographed jersey of his in Vegas one time when when I was actually up at the tables, and they were selling sports memorabilia. So I have a signed Jordan jersey. He probably doesn't know that, nor does he care. That's it. That's my story. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and maybe we can make this some sort of regular thing. I honestly have never been home so much, obviously, in these strange times, but I have never been home so regularly that I could do something like on a weekly basis, and maybe we can start making this a weekly basis thing. But until then, here's the call to action to start spamming Warner Brothers for Skate Jam. No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, hey, thanks you guys. Thanks for listening to my story, and I'll see you out there. What else? Birdhouse Skateboards. That's my pitch to you. Birdhouse Skateboards. I know we're sold out of stuff. I'm sorry. It's hard. It's hard to get stuff right now. Skateboarding's booming. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remaster. That's available now. And thanks so much, you guys. I will see you out there on the internets. Bye.